Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Lilly, and today I would like to report about the situation in Europe again, starting with the situation in Austria. And the first article is going to be about inflation. This is how expensive Austria has become. Housing, energy, food, month after month. People in Austria are groaning about the rising prices in all areas. The official figures show how bad it really is. Thousands have to pinch pennies, yet prices for rent, energy and supermarket groceries and restaurants continue to rise month after month. The comparatively high inflation rate in Europe is further fueling the price increases. Prices have risen 3.6% last year compared to only 2.4% in 2024. The main drivers of price increases were housing, energy, food, and also the latter has been rising 10.9% since 2023. Also in Austria, asylum seekers are now getting less money, so they are lowering social benefits. And from now on, asylum seekers in basic care only get basic care and not the full social welfare anymore. Also in Germany, they are saying that the welfare state has to shrink because of distribution conflicts. Because Germany has to spend more money on its defense, there will soon be conflicts over resource allocation. One thing is clear, there will be no longer the possibility to afford the current state of welfare. Alright guys, also before we continue with the news, I would like to let you know that I'm working together with the company Odenwolf. And Odenwolf is sponsoring my videos. I'm also participating in their affiliate programs. So if you want to support my channel, it would be awesome if you purchase one of their products with my affiliate code Lilly10. And here you can see a small product which is a multi-tool sharpener. You have different sharpening options for your knives. And also this small sharpening rod, which is great. You have different kinds of ceramic sharpeners, but also carbide sharpeners. So if you're interested in a small pocket sharpening tool which you can keep in your boat, ATV or car, then this is a really great product. And if you purchase this from my link, you can use my discount code Lilly10 and then you will get a 10% discount on this really awesome, great high quality knife sharpening tool. So yeah, it would be really awesome if you are supporting my channel, because actually YouTube is shadow banning my videos and my videos don't get sent out to all of my subscribers. Sometimes they are getting sent out like 5 days later, 4 days later, and sometimes my subscribers are getting unsubscribed without their knowledge, which is also very interesting. So yeah, if you are interested in supporting my channel, this is the best way to do it. So check out the company Odenwolf. It's a really great company and it makes great high quality knives. Also in Germany and in Austria, they are calling for the end of part-time. They want to make it harder for people to work part-time. Here they are saying perverse incentives promote part-time work in Germany. Reforms are needed. The OECD is calling for a reform of the joint taxation of married couples. Yeah, in Germany, married couples, they can do their taxes together, which is good in most cases if the woman stays at home and has children. So there will be a lot of income tax reduced from the man's income, which is a great thing. But it seems as if a lot of politicians don't like that, because it will cost the government a lot of tax money. Also, the OECD wants restrictions on mini-jobs in order to reduce disincentives. So yeah, the governments in Germany and also in Austria are after the part-time jobs, because part-time doesn't generate this much of income tax and they don't like it. But the thing is, most people that are working part-time are actually young mothers, women, and they have to take care of the children in the afternoon. So yeah, now they are thinking about another measure. So here they are writing Another important measure would be better coordinating of social transfers, including child benefits and housing allowances. This would increase incentives for low-wage earners and households with children to expand their labor supply. So what this means is actually they want to lower social benefits for children or for housing allowances so that you don't have enough of money and then you have to work more. This is what they want to do. Also, in Germany, they have conducted a study, a next generation study, which is saying that almost a third of young Germans long for the old days with traditional gender roles. Climate protection, education, participation, young people want a new concept of prosperity, but at the same time almost a third look back nostalgically and wish for less immigration, traditional role models and more national pride. At the same time, frustration is growing. Around 40% of young people feel politically ignored. Almost 60% perceive their generation as deeply divided. According to the study, violent tendencies are even reinforcing this trend. Many young people support radical means to achieve political goals. 10% of those surveyed openly advocate for online hate speech, illegal forms of protests, or violence against people in positions of political responsibility. 1 in 5 Germans is considering emigration, especially a group of high achievers. Also, a strikingly high number of well-educated and successful individuals actually act on their desire and really move out of Germany. And this means some very grave negative effects for Germany's economy and competitiveness. Also now in Germany, they have realized that closing 9 working nuclear plants and a couple of coal plants maybe was not the best idea. The grid has become very unstable, risking a blackout. And now the German government has plans of investing in natural gas plants again. Of course, consumers are expected to pay for these newly built gas-fired power plants. Yeah, so maybe it would have been very wise to keep those old, very high-quality nuclear plants and coal plants going. But they just closed them, partly also destroyed them, and now they have to build new natural gas plants. I'm sorry, it's so crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe how politicians are throwing out our tax money out of the window. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Economics Minister in Germany announced an agreement on the construction of new gas-fired power plants. So it's not only going to be one, but several different power plants. However, the government cannot yet even estimate the costs. What is clear though is that all consumers will have to pay for these newly built power plants. Here, for example, we see a major power outage in Stuttgart, which is a German city. They are saying that it was caused by an unstable power supply. The cause was a brief voltage drop in the high voltage network. Also, electricity price in Austria was so high that some companies just halted production. Electricity prices explode. We had to shut down the machine. A large paper manufacturer in Austria had to temporarily suspend production due to extreme price fluctuations in electricity. This company employs thousands of people and generates billions in revenue. Although this company has 8,000 solar panels installed and a small hydropower plant in a river in Austria, it is directly affected by fluctuations in the electricity market. Electricity costs are huge and are an issue. Just the day before, he had to shut down one of his two largest paper machines for several hours because the price of electricity had skyrocketed to 250 euros per megawatt hour. So it really seems as if installing renewable energies is not the most reliable way to produce electricity in wintertime. So it's like the government wants to collect taxes from big companies, but then the company cannot produce products. It's going to have less revenue, it's going to have less taxes, and then the government is going to suffer. So it's like biting the hand that is feeding you. So this is how it feels, honestly. Also, France is outlawing Open fireplaces. Chimney use said to be banned in 690 French communes. Open fires are considered to be some of the worst air polluters. If winters keep being this cold and if there are power outages or natural gas shortages, it's going to be really cold. But still, they don't want you to have some fireplaces because, hold on, this could make you independent, right? Also, there's a turnaround when it comes to electric vehicles. Here they are saying the big electric shock. This news seals the return of the combustion engine. Radical change in strategy. Automotive giant Stellantis is pulling the emergency brake on electric cars and accepting incredibly high write-offs for a radical strategic shift. It's the final signal that the internal combustion engine is making a comeback in Europe and the USA. Nobody wants to buy and purchase electric cars anymore, and people just love combustion engines and they are just working so much more reliable. Also, electric cars are driving up the electricity price because they are so high in demanding electricity. It's an incredibly high demand of electricity. Also, those heat pumps which are now installed, the electric heat pumps, they are also driving up the electricity price. So it's all contributing to inflation. All of this together is connected. Alright guys, so this is it for today. I have to say, the economy is not looking that great, but slowly politicians, they are learning, I think. I'm not sure if they are learning, but I'm really hoping that they are going to install natural gas power plants to avoid a blackout, a major blackout. I'm also hoping that they will let car manufacturers produce combustion engine cars again without having to pay a fine. And but still I believe that the inflation is going to remain high because of all of the factors, because of all of the mismanagement that politicians have done to us. So yeah, being self-reliant is certainly a good idea, and I'm definitely going to plant a couple of fruit trees in my garden. I believe that fruit is great. Also fruit is becoming more and more expensive. So today I was in the store and I was purchasing sour cherries in a glass, in a jar. So it's pickled, I believe, with sugar or something. And this jar was costing 4 euros. 4 euros. So yeah, it definitely pays off to have your own fruit trees, definitely. Crazy. It's really crazy what's going on in Europe. And a lot of people are financially suffering. So yeah, this is it guys. Still, I'm very positive because now this really severe winter seems to be over. Spring is coming and hopefully, hopefully 2026 will be a better year. So thank you for watching guys and stay tuned till next time.